Mic check for YouTube Live. Someone holler at me in the comments if you can hear. If not, I don't know, right? Okay, so I am both on YouTube and TikTok. This is going to be a wild adventure. For all of y'all that don't know, in the United States today, Congress voted to ban TikTok. It was like slipped through with voting done to aid and fund Israel and Ukraine, and some other stuff that they don't want us to know about. So TikTok is, oh shit, I keep cutting out. This seems to be a common theme when I use two mics at the same time. So maybe this is, oh, Naomi, awesome. Thank you. Let me figure out. Let's see. You know what's wild? Here we go. It says the external mic is working. Maybe not. Damn. Y'all, this is going to be such an adventure. We're just hanging out here. It's a good thing we're going to be here till 6:15. Naomi, can you hear me yet? It says that my mic is the external microphone. Beautiful. We'll have to see. Camera A. Oh, y'all. Yay, okay. We're working in both places. Oh, Naomi, you're an angel. Jill, you're an angel. Dream Baby on TikTok. Thank you. Tam, I appreciate it. Keep hollering at me if things get weird. In the meantime, let's go ahead and start our physical practice. And I just want to remind you, go over props one more time. Clear a spot out on the floor. All right, Limey, you holler at me if things get weird, okay? Everyone type in the chat. Just scream until it gets better. I will see you eventually. Together, we will get through this. So, step one, grab your book. Now, you might be using a block, a yoga block instead if you have that available to you, but this is an instance in which the props that are just around us for our daily life might even be better. A hardcover book, because it's nice and firm, is going to be our ideal tool for tonight. But excuse me, grab what you have available. Maybe it's a soft cover book. And then we're going to place it at the head of our mat where we are going to lay down. Nearby, keep that yoga strap. And then we'll set aside the yoga blanket or the bath towels rolled up together for later on in our practice. And when you are ready, we're going to make our way onto our backs, planting the pads of the feet, keeping those knees bent, right? This honors the low back. And then slowly lower the spine down onto the earth. And this book or block, we're going to use it to support the occipital ridge here, right at the back of the skull. So gently lower the back of the head down onto that support. Let the neck soften here, the shoulders soften towards the earth. Feel the head start to really grow heavy, supported by that prop beneath you. You might even let the arms flop open or let the hands rest on the belly. And we'll check in further down the body, really making sure the pads of our feet feel firmly planted in the earth. The legs can relax, the weight of them pressing down through the whole pad of the foot. We arrive here in this place, in this moment. With each exhale, let the body grow heavy towards the earth. Let all the muscles relax, every part of you that's been putting in effort. Let the jaw on your face soften, the tongue along with it. On your next breath in, fill the belly deep, and then as you exhale, let the belly and the hips soften. You might even bring the pads of the feet together, let the knees open wide. This can feel nice. You might instead take it one leg at a time, letting just one side fall open. Or you might remain with pads of the feet planted. There's no wrong way to be. Your only job here is to let go, melt, invite the mess, right? And then let's find just a little movement. We're going to actively press the head back into that book, right? So using the strength of the neck, press the head down into the earth. As you do this, can you relax the shoulders? Ooh, it's sort of like a puzzle, right? For the body, when we press the neck down, we want to tense the shoulders. So can we relax them? Can you let go of any effort in your jaw and tongue? Continue to hold this pressure. We call this isometric engagement. The muscles are doing the work without any movement in the body. Your only job here is to hold that pressure, the back of the head down into that book, down towards the earth. And to breathe deep into the body, letting each exhale relax the hips, relax the toes, only the neck engaged. And then keeping that pressure down, knowing you can release it anytime, slowly turn the head towards the right. Pause here, really pause anywhere that feels good. And then on an inhale, roll the head back up, keeping that pressure down in that book. And then at the top here, release. Let the body melt, let the shoulders melt, even the front of the throat softens and melts here. Take a few breaths in. We're taking this low and slow, right? I know it says Fat Friday Yoga on the YouTube screen. Love me anyway. I'll change that in a bit. On your next inhale, fill the belly deep. As you exhale, press the head back down. Find that isometric engagement. Again, we're engaging the muscles of the neck, but we're relaxing through the arms, the legs, the belly, the shoulders, holding that pressure. Turn your head slowly towards the left. Pausing anywhere feels good, right? So we're getting the muscles right here where the neck meets the skull. This is a place that holds an enormous amount of tension, not just in the muscles, but in the fascia that encapsulates them. You might slowly roll the head back and forth, keeping that engagement, that pressure pressed down into the book. Taking a break anytime you like, pausing, letting the neck rest and relax, and then engaging again by pressing down and rolling back and forth. When we stress, when we carry big emotions, when we experience trauma, all of that manifests physically in the body. And one of the first places we carry it is in the neck, the shoulders, and the jaw. So releasing this area at the top of the neck releases the whole of the body, right? We are connected. What we release here also releases down through the shoulders, through the back, through the hips. Beautiful. Pause, release any effort, and then invite the knees into some movement. On an inhale, fill the belly deep. As you exhale, let the knees fall towards the right. As you inhale, they float back up. Exhale, melt the opposite direction. Finding this flow, right? At the pace of your own breath, and knowing that the slower that you take this movement, the more of a release we get in the muscles and the fascia. So you might lengthen those exhales out, slowly releasing as those knees hang heavy, the hips release. And then on an inhale, rolling those knees upright, fill the belly deep with air. Exhale, melt, nice and slow. You might keep this movement in the hips and the legs, or you might invite that isometric pressure back into the neck, pressing the back of the head, that occipital bone directly down into that book. And then whichever way the knees fall, you're going to roll the head the opposite direction. Slowing this movement down by deepening and enriching the breath in your body. Your goal tonight is to become the Bob Ross of breath and movement. You're just here to find some peace, to become a happy little being, right? To find the inner release. Beautiful. When you're ready, pause upright. Take a moment here to invite the knees up in towards the heart center. Now, we'll remove the block before we do this, or the book before we do this, setting it aside. And then you might invite the knees up, grabbing behind the thighs or atop the shins. You might take this strap next to you and wrap it around the shins just to bring a little more support. Either way, you invite the knees up and we lengthen here through the low back. If you want to get an even greater stretch at the low back, you might on an exhale tuck the forehead in towards the knees. From wherever we are, forehead tucked or head rested, rock from side to side, a gentle left and right. And then pause, rest the head down. Let's find some hip circles. So bringing those knees together with or without the strap, we're going to pretend that we're holding a pencil sticking upright between them, and we're going to draw little circles on the ceiling. So moving with the hips to draw circles and start out kind of small, right? And then over time, let the size of those circles grow, kind of at your own pace. Maybe they grow rather quickly, maybe it's rather slowly, but just like with all of our flows tonight, we're going to slow it down. Building muscle as we release chronic tension. On an exhale of your choice, pause and switch directions. A few more circles just like this, finding some heat in the muscles of the hips, the low belly, the low back. Beautiful. We'll pause with the knees tucked in towards the chest. You might even grab that strap again. And keeping that left knee in, lengthen the right leg skyward, press through that heel, slowly lower it down towards the earth. Nice and slow. Beautiful. Take a moment there to lengthen through the top of the head, through the spine, while you press out through the heel of that right leg. And then switch sides. That right knee comes in. That left heel lengthens towards that ceiling. And then slowly lower it on down. Take your time. Maybe the heel rests on the earth. Maybe it floats. Only you know. Be where you want to be. And then maybe you just hang out, slowly transitioning back and forth. Maybe you choose to build a little heat. But regardless, each time you do switch, move, shift, on an exhale, you're going to bring a knee in. Inhale, lengthen that opposite leg. So exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen. Take your time. Once more on either side, or not, right? You get to decide. Pause, pulling both knees in towards the chest. Again, a little rock left and right. When we do this, we're loving on the adrenal glands that sit just above the kidneys, and the adrenal glands are responsible for releasing exactly what they sound like they do. Adrenaline. And so when we take time to nourish, to love on these parts of our bodies that are overworked, especially in today's day and age, we can bring a lot of release, good rest, the nurturing, the nourishment that we are craving and needing. We can offer ourselves a little bit of that in this moment. Beautiful. From here, plant the pads of the feet. We're going to do a deep psoas and iliopsoas release by pressing the pads of our feet together, letting the knees fall out wide. And if this doesn't feel comfortable to you in your body, plant the pads of the feet. You can do this either way. So from whichever posture that you've chosen here, I want to scoot up so that on TikTok y'all can see me too. From whatever posture you've chosen, we're going to press down into the earth through the feet, right? Allow the hips to lift. You might squeeze those glutes together as you do. And maybe the hips lift quite a bit. Maybe they just lift, the weight shifting up slightly, right? It doesn't matter. We hold that effort. Hold until there is a shimmy, a shake in the body, right? Until you can feel that effort build. And then release. Let it go. Let the knees soften. Let the hips soften. Take a deep breath into the belly. So we took some time earlier with that book or block to release the muscles of the cervical spine at the back of the neck. Another place that we carry an enormous amount of stress and tension is here in the hips, right? Big feels. What we're doing here is we're deeply engaging these muscles that hold those big feels, and then we're releasing them just as deeply. And what we find is through engagement and release, those muscles lengthen, the fascia that supports them softens and thins, and we're able to release a lot of those stuck emotions or that stuck energy that has been building in the muscles and the fascia of the body. So when you're ready, a deep breath into the belly, Exhale, press through the feet, lift the pelvis, hold and breathe, feeling the effort rise in the body wherever you are. Continuing to breathe deeply into the belly. We don't want to hold our breath or shallow it here. We're breathing. And then on an exhale, lower. Let those knees soften open if that feels nice. And notice what bubbles up. Maybe it's just deep relaxation. Maybe a good cry bubbles up. And if it does, let it. You won't get stuck there. We'll flow through it together here, I promise. One more time, a deep inhale into the belly. An exhale drives through the feet, lifts that pelvis, breathes deep into the body. Let this be the longest time you've held it. Keep the jaw soft. Breathe deep. You've worked so hard. You are so powerful. You deserve to let go of the weight that you've been carrying on your heart, on your shoulders, on your mind. On an exhale of your choice, melt down. Let the knees grow heavy and soften. Let it all go. Breathe and be here, melting, releasing. Life, how it's designed in a capitalistic first world, keeps us busy, keeps us hustling, keeps us worried about how far we're falling behind in the hustle, so that we never claim our rest that is our right, our peace that is our right, our connection with self and the earth around us that is our right. And so we take these times to slow down, to breathe and be in these moments and claim what is rightfully ours. When you're ready, if you haven't yet, bring those knees back together, plant the pads of the feet. You might take a moment and heel toe the feet out wide, letting the knees fall together. Sometimes I come up on the inside blade edge of the feet as I do. Take a moment and notice where you feel this stretch in your body. What does it feel like? Mine feels a little intense. I can feel it in my outer hips. Maybe the answer for you is different. Beautiful. Take a moment to let both knees rise up and then fall towards the right. Both knees, we're really getting into the hips here. So as the knees fall towards the right, I want you to focus on that left leg, really pressing that left inner thigh down into the earth. And then on an inhale of your choice, sweep the knees upright, exhale, melt to the other side. Now it's that right inner thigh pressing down into the earth. And you might even bring the neck in, right? Whichever way the knees are melting, melt the head the opposite direction. You might even reach the arm out in the same direction as your eyes. Just further getting into this stretch, this little twist here that we found. When you're ready, roll those knees back up. We're going to come into a seat. A few ways to do this. You might roll over onto your side and use your hands to press up. Or you might get a little playful, bringing the knees in towards the chest with or without a strap, right? And start rocking up into a seat. And here's the thing. You might get it the first time. It might take you 20 times. Either way, Have fun with it. Be silly, explore your body, find out what you do and don't like. And when you arrive, grab your blanket, let it be messy. Grab your blanket or your bath towels or whatever you're using, place them underneath your seat. Keep your yoga strap dog leash nearby. I'm gonna check the screens real quick. See how we're doing. My mic is going in and out still. Oh, hi. TikTok Live, I'm so sorry. We're working on it. Katie, I love you, friend, and your beautiful undercut. All right, from a seat, sitting up on that blanket. We'll take a moment in Sukhasana, keeping the legs crossed if it feels right, or extending them out long. Take a moment, feel those butt cheeks nestle down, the legs soften down into the earth. And then on an inhale, invite that length through the spine, pressing long to the top of the head. Shoulders melt when you're ready. Beautiful. We'll warm up the spine a little differently. We did circles with our knees on our back. Now we're going to pretend there's a little pencil sticking out the top of the head, graphite side up. We're going to draw little circles on the ceiling, like the size of a grapefruit or a softball. And we're going to slow these circles down, moving with our breath. So as we exhale, we'll round forward. As we inhale, we round back, really slowing these little circles down quite a bit. And then let the circles start to grow, just like with the knees, growing at your own pace, but always following the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling, rounding back, exhaling, rounding forward. The circles growing larger and larger. You might use the hands to support the muscles of the low back as you do this, or you might bring the palms to Anjali Mudra, building a little heat in the muscles of the core. On an exhale of your choice, as the heart rounds down towards the earth, pause here. Now, an inhale lengthens the spine. An exhale melts the heart and the belly. You might tuck the tummy in this open space between the thighs, walking the hands away from the body. Beautiful. Hands walk on over towards the right. And then the left when you're ready. From the left side of the body, keep that left hand planted. And on an inhale, sweep that right arm skyward. Let the eyes follow. We're sort of reaching out in the opposite direction, opening up that heart center. And then exhale, sweep it back down. You might move with the breath, and inhale sweeps it open, and exhale surrenders. On an inhale of your choice, rise up, exhale, switch sides. Rolling the heart center closed on the exhale and opening it back up on that inhale. On an inhale, pause with that left arm outstretched. And then from here, we're going to sweep that left arm up overhead towards the left or towards the right wall over here, right? And as you do this, we're lengthening all through that left side of the body. I forget, I think on TikTok I don't mirror you. But on YouTube I do. That'll be an adventure to figure out, y'all. With each breath in, breathe space into the length on the side of the body, pressing out through those fingertips, out through the top of the head. And then on an inhale, float up. Exhale, switch sides, lengthening through the rib cage, breathing space into the side body. On an inhale of your choice, rise up tall, switch sides. So for Sukhasana, whichever leg was in front becomes the leg behind, and vice versa. From here, another fold. An inhale to find length. An exhale surrenders. To make more space for the belly, we can widen the knees out and tuck it in as we surrender. Let that heart center melt with each exhale. And with each inhale, continue to press length through the spine. Really stretching the whole back body. Oh, yeah. When you're ready, walk the hands towards the body. Rise up tall. From here, we're going to keep this left leg on YouTube, right leg on TikTok, tucked into that inner groin. The opposite leg, we're going to swing it back behind us, planting that inner ankle. Now, as you hang out like this, check with your hips. Is one talking to you? Likely, it's this one. So whichever hip is talking to you, you're going to actually support the opposite hip with a blanket. What do I mean? Rock forward, pull the blanket out from underneath you, fold it in half so you can get some extra height. We rock forward one more time, and I'm going to place it underneath the butt cheek of the hip that feels good. And what that does is it elevates this hip, which decreases the stretch in the opposite hip, brings a little ease to the body. This also sets us up for some major hip release earlier, so do not skip this part. From this posture, from 90-90, take a moment here to plant your hand down by your side, whichever way those legs and feet are flowing, that opposite hand anchors, fingertips pointed away from the body. An inhale sweeps that free hand skyward, the eyes following those reaching fingertips. An exhale of your choice is going to curl that hand down and thread it through this opening here. And pause here, right? Threading it through, finding this twist in the spine, up through the shoulders and rib cage. Sometimes the tummy gets in the way here, and so we might just gently slide it atop the belly. Maybe you plant both hands down, maybe not. Take a moment. Maybe you hang out in stillness. Maybe with each inhale, you open. With each exhale, you close. Who knows? Be where you want to be. You might take some time to do some neck circles wherever you are. Do not feel like you must be still or you can't explore your body and the sensations in it. It's so important that we just show up and see what's here, what's present, that we can release, let go of, stretch through, lengthen. When you're ready, rise up tall. And then we might twist in the opposite direction. So inhale, find length. Exhale, the heart center slowly twists in the opposite direction. And you might reach that hand out towards the earth. Maybe both, maybe not. This is quite a bit for the hip. So wherever, however you want to experience this, maybe it's simply a twist just like this. Arms outstretched, right? When you're ready, release back to neutral. From here, You might hang out just like this, or you might try a cobra fold. So on an inhale, find length. On an exhale, plant those hands. Tuck the elbows in towards the side body, right? Just like this. And then let the heart center melt. And again, we make plenty of space for the belly by inviting it into this open area. Keeping those elbows tucked, melting the heart center here in Cobra. And I'm going to turn my body as you continue to melt your heart center so you can see this from a different angle, right? We continue to tuck the elbows to melt down. You might hang out just like this, or you might take this leg with that inner ankle planted and curl the toes on the mat. And then stretch that leg out behind you, pressing through the heel, planting the top of the knee, finding yourself in your version of pigeon pose, right? Anywhere that your body says yes to, find yourself there. Take another moment or two. Now you might let the heart surrender here, or you might walk the hands towards the body and lift up tall for a bit of a back bend here, or a heart opener. You can even curl the toes of that extended leg on the mat, pressing through the heel to stretch the back body. And then an option here to invite the heel up into a bit of a bind. So maybe you hang out just like this. Maybe that pigeon feels delicious. Maybe your 90-90 cobra fold is wonderful. Only you know what you need, so find yourself there. I think my head is cut off on TikTok. Oh. And then when you're ready, rise up tall. We're going to slide off of our support, pull it out from beneath us. Stretch the legs out long. Press through the heel, tuck the toes towards the heart, shake the thighs out. Let the belly shake. We are not ashamed. We are chill. We are letting go of all the tension that our body has collected. We are making space for self-nourishment, for ease, for release. So that we can show up for all the hard things that require our attention, right? When you're ready, that opposite leg, right, tucks in towards the groin. And then we swing that inner ankle back behind us. So 90-90 on the opposite side. And again, we check in with the hips. Which one is talking? We support the opposite hip, right? Rock forward. Plant that blanket underneath the butt cheek. Take it a few times, right? Get it just right. And then from here, the hand plants on the opposite side of the feet. And inhale, sweeps the arm open. Exhale, closes. I'm gonna have to work on my cues for the next couple weeks, doing lives where the cameras are switched, where I don't mirror in TikTok, but I do on YouTube. We can thank the US government for that. On an exhale, pause in this closed twist. Gently invite space for the tummy here if that feels nice. Hopefully I'm not too cracky. Love me anyway, Annette. Beautiful. You might keep the elbows tucked, slowly lower the heart center down towards this side. What does it feel like? My mic on TikTok is sucking. Rise up tall. TikTokers, in my bio, there is a link tree that has my YouTube link at the top. I am also live on YouTube right now, and you're welcome to find me there. From here, turning in the opposite direction, and inhale finds length, and exhale turns that heart center in the same direction those knees are going. Maybe you fold as well, maybe you don't. And then rise up, cobra. Planting the hands down, keeping the elbows tucked, melting the heart. Maybe you lengthen that leg out, finding your way, right? Shoop. Excuse me. Into pigeon or not. Taking your time, letting it be messy. Maybe you rise up again, curling those toes, stretching the back body. Maybe you invite that heel up. This side of my body says no, thank you. So, right? Notice. And here's the deal. We might look at that and feel ashamed. Or we might look at that and just notice it as information to guide us. The body is not symmetrical. The pressure we put on ourselves to perform and show up is ridiculous. You are doing incredible in this messy world. You are kicking ass. You are healing. You are breathing. You are learning. It is a series. Life is a series of falling apart and coming together. But never is your worthiness at stake. Take as long as you need here. And when you're ready, pull that blanket out from beneath you, press through the heels, shake those toes, right? Sorry, I'm supposed to plant through the heels. All right, from here, grab your blanket. We're gonna spend some time on the belly. This is gonna open up the front body. This is also gonna help ground through the heart center. So if you'd like to join me, you're going to take your blanket wherever you're going to plant your head or rest your head rather. I'm going to remove these microphones and see how we do. And then roll onto the belly. Meet yourself here. A lot of folks feel like this causes some aches in the low back, in the lumbar spine. And if that's you, it's so common. All we need to do is widen the legs and the thighs. And then when you rest the tops of the feet, we've brought that stretch into the hips, right, from the low back. If you want even more room and space, you might place a blanket beneath the thighs. So be where you want to be. From here, though, we're going to tee the arms out wide. And then keeping that right arm extended out, I want you to roll the body back towards it. Keeping that palm of that right hand pointed down towards the earth, right? Palm down. And you're rolling back only as far as the muscles in that right shoulder and arm will comfortably let you. So pay attention. Let the mind notice what it feels. And then when you're ready, roll back onto the belly. Flip the palm of that right hand, palm up. TikTok, can you even see me? Haha. Roll back. Once more. Notice how far you can go, right? For a lot of folks, they have a lot more mobility to explore here as we open up that shoulder. You might reach that left arm skyward. You might even interlace it behind you in a bind. Opening up the heart center, opening up the rib cage, breathing deep into the body. Again, really getting into these places that hold our stress, our big feels, our tension, our anxiety, and releasing these patterns of chronic tension. You might even imagine them releasing from your body with each exhale, letting them go. When you're ready, roll back onto the belly, teeing the arms out wide once more. This time, roll back towards that left hand. Only as far as it goes with that left palm pointed down. Just noticing. And then roll back onto the belly. We're going to Turn that left palm up and then roll back into this once more. Again, be where you want to be. Bind or no bind. However we explore this, the heart is opening, the shoulders finding release from being hunched up towards the ears, from being rounded in order to protect the heart. When it feels right, let go. Roll back on to the belly. Beautiful. And then from here, you might bring the elbows underneath the shoulders and hang out in Sphinx pose. You might instead be looking for a little more intensity and tuck the hands underneath the shoulders. Either way, start where feels good, tucking those elbows in towards the side body. On an inhale, we're going to lift through the head and the heart, squeeze those shoulder blades back. And you might press down through the forearms or the palms just to find an even greater opening for this whole front body here. The pelvis melts down as the top of the head lifts towards the sky. On an exhale, lower, keeping those elbows tucked in. Beautiful. Plant that forehead down on the blanket. Relax those booty cheeks. Let it go. We're going to end practice here in crocodile pose. And for crocodile pose, keeping the blankets underneath the arms, right? We stack the arms atop each other overhead. And then you might rest your forehead down on the arms. You might stack your fists to rest your forehead. Either way, your goal is to melt, to let the body grow heavy here, to let each exhale release any last bits of tension or stress that have clung to your body, to your heart, to your mind, to your muscles. With each exhale, we surrender that heart down into the earth and we just let whatever is lingering melt away. Rest is how you remain resilient. Relaxation and release is how we learn to hold space for the bigness of life. Chilling out, finding ourselves in slowness is a radical act. It stands in the face of hustle culture, of capitalism, of colonialism, of individualism. We rest. We let go. We find peace. We melt so that we are ready. So that we can hold ourselves up and our communities up. So that we can heal from within and from without. Every breath you take, every moment that you work to create awareness, to find healing, to claim rest, is so powerful. We heal in community. And here you are. Take all the time that you need. As the heart center is resting down in the earth, it's a wonderful time just to let go, to release, to surrender. Fears, expectations, anxiety, depression, exhaustion, physical or emotional pain. As the heart is cradled in these last moments of practice, take time to melt and let go of anything that lingers. One more time. You don't even have to name it or know what it is. Knowing you can hang out here for as long as you like, you might begin to reawaken the body, letting it be slow and gentle. You might start by curling the toes in and then spreading them wide. Maybe you add in some ankle circles one way and then the other. What does that stretch feel like? Maybe bending the knees. Can we try knee circles? Slowly waking up the hips, letting the feet fall from side to side. And then maybe you extend the arms out long or wide. Take your time. If you would like, you might press up into a child's pose or wide-legged child's pose, right? For wide-legged, it's knees out wide, big toes together. Or you might just press up into a seat to end practice. But take a moment and invite your physical body to explore any movement that it feels like it missed out on. And maybe you're like, nah, it's all good. Oop, I'm away from my mics here. That's not great. But maybe you wanted an extra twist. Maybe there's a part of your body that was really looking for something. When you're ready, meet me in a seat. Let the shoulders melt. Let the hair be messy. Let the jaw soften here. And then if it feels right, palms together at the heart center in Anjali Mudra. On an inhale, you might feel the heart rise to meet the thumbs. As you exhale, you might take a gentle bow in the head. We spend all this time moving, breathing, letting go. Knowing that simply taking time to pause and intentionally release the heaviness that builds up, because inevitably it does, is a powerful act, and one you can offer yourself any time. All you gotta do is breathe and let go. And remember that the light in the dark in me sees the light in the dark in you. And we are the same. We're working through this together, y'all. Thank you for practicing with me. Thank you for, I know I had mic issues on TikTok, so that seems to be like the thing. The mic sounded better when they're farther away. Nova, the hedge ghost. I love it. Annette, I freaking appreciate this. Both places. I freaking love it. Y'all, thank you for hanging out with me on YouTube and on TikTok. We're going to keep doing this together, right? What doesn't work on TikTok will work on YouTube. For as long as the United States government keeps controlling how we access information and each other, we will find new ways to thrive together. So take care of yourselves tonight. I will see you on Monday morning for yoga. Oh, Shmito, everybody, I love it. Hell yeah. I will see you. This is going to be so great. I'm excited. I will see you on Monday morning on Zoom for yoga. And then Tuesday night, full moon pop-up practice. Wednesday morning, seated yoga on Zoom. Wednesday night, face yoga. Right? Like, it's going to be good. This week is chocked full of pop-ups, chocked full of events. We're going to be spending plenty of time together. Banana clip, bitch! I love it, AJ. Thank you. Oh, I'll make life a wonderful place to be. Thank you for practicing with me. I will tell you that there is so much room for activities on YouTube. I am so sad to see TikTok go. I'm going to keep it for as long as the government allows because nobody tells me what to do, right? Nobody keeps baby in a corner. But if you want like the full panoramic view of the studio and the mat and my whole body so it's not like randomly cut off, YouTube Live is a beautiful place. Naomi, oh, you guys bless me. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you. This was a delight. Take care of yourselves tonight, wherever you are. The full moon is coming up and is a time for deep growth and transformation. I am so excited. Bye, Katie. Bye, Annette. Bye, Nova. Bye, AJ, Shmito, Naomi. Oh, I love it. I love it. Limey. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.